Hey everyone, just a update on Ruby today. This is gonna go in the playlist and everything. Uh, there's not gonna be Ruby this week because I messed up. This kind of thing's happened before, but especially because of the holidays and everything, my mind has been everywhere else. So it's like with the holidays and everything that's been going on, and especially with having gotten my Switch Lite and Pokemon, my mind just completely derped, and I accidentally deleted the files for Ruby for today. I did record it, I did react to it, but I accidentally deleted them. And when I delete files off my computer, I perma delete them. So it's not like I can even really recover them unless I like basically reset my computer to a previous state, which I really don't want to do for a lot of reasons. So it's like, yeah. So I'm putting this video in the playlist, and I'm just going to quickly go over my thoughts on the episode. So you'll still get to hear what I think of it and everything. You just unfortunately won't be able to see my reaction to it, which kind of sucks a little bit. But I will say right off the bat, I wasn't surprised by the Mama Schnee appearance, Willow's appearance, because I knew that was going to happen beforehand, because I had unfortunately seen Caitlin Glass, the voice actress for Willow, post about it on I think Twitter, that she was happy to do the voice for Willow. And I've known Caitlin Glass from a lot of other things. Full Metal Alchemist, for example, she's Winry. She's in Oron High School Host Club and so many other things. But I mean, hell, I even met her at my first YomaCon. But the thing is, yeah, I knew that Willow was going to be in the episode before I watched it. So I wasn't like largely surprised by her appearance there. So my thoughts on the episode. So the episode, everyone arrives for the dinner party and they kind of split up. Weiss goes off to basically do her little private investigator thing. And a lot of the others just basically dork around. They have to get Whitley out of the way for Weiss first, though, and so Nora, like, does this elaborate thing to spill cake or whatever it was on him. She misses, hits this other woman, who then spills her drink on Whitley, so it works out. And then some of them go off with Ironwood for the dinner with Shock and everything. Mainly Penny and Winter. Oh, and Clover as well. We also see that Robin is there. But the way the table is set up, like on one side you have Ironwood and his confidants, I guess you could call them, and the other side you have Jacques and the other council members. And then Robin is right in the middle of them. It's basically kind of like she's undecided of her allegiance at the moment. She's kind of neutral. And I like that. I like that. I think that's a good way to do things. A good just way to set the scene. But on top of that, yeah, we have Weiss going around. She meets her mother. She sees her mother in Jacques' office. And we find out that Willow is just as against Jacques as everyone else except Whitley, pretty much. And that that she's even put hidden cameras around the entire mansion to basically spy on him. So it's likely that Weiss is going to find out about Watts through this. Meanwhile, at the dinner, Jacques is basically twisting Ironwood and his team's words and everything, and just basically trying to make him look bad. And in the end, it looks like the other council members are kind of on his side. Winter kind of blows up at one point, and has to go like walk it off and talk to Penny and stuff. And Penny's basically like, "Oh no, let your emotions out." It's like, I don't understand why you're trying to keep them hidden. um, so that was a really good character moment for both of them, honestly. Um, and yeah, it's like it's really leading into stuff. We don't get like any big resolution with any of this stuff. With Weiss like looking at the camera footage and all, it doesn't get resolved. We don't see what she ends up seeing yet. The dinner party, nothing is resolved yet with it. We don't find out what's going to happen. Nothing is talked about with where they're going to go with Ironwood's position on the council. It's all kept kind of in the dark, and the episode ends with a kind of foreboding shot of Watts that almost kind of implies a really dark moment, because you see him standing on the roof. He drops his umbrella. A kid sees it from their window. The kid goes out to investigate, and yeah, I feel like it's almost kind of implying that Watts is starting to kill people too, like Tyrion has been, and that's not good. um, we know they're trying to destabilize things, and unfortunately, I think they're very much succeeding. Um, I'm really thinking, though, that Robin is going to end up joining our heroes again, as I've said in the past, because of the opening, because we see her fighting alongside Crow against Tyrion. But even just other than that, it just definitely seems like the way they're going to go with this. We see that Ironwood is definitely taking things in the wrong direction, as he tends to do, going way too far. And we have our team trying to help with that. But it's troubled. It is. And Jacques is not making things any better, especially now that he's won the council seat. But yeah, they definitely left off with this holiday break in a good way by having, again, by having things not resolved yet, by having things kept in the dark about where it's going. I wish you could have seen my reaction. There wasn't any like big reactionary moments for this episode, unfortunately. Again, even the stuff with Willow Schnee, it's like I wish I could have been surprised about that, but unfortunately I was spoiled to it beforehand. I think the biggest reactionary moment I got was when Weiss exploded like that at the dinner party. Or not Weiss, Winter. Um, because of just I just really liked her scene stand. I just liked the way the scene was shot, how it was built up to that moment, like with her finger tapping, and how she finally just explodes. She couldn't hold it in anymore. I felt like it's really just good for her character. Especially if she is going to end up becoming the Winter Maiden, that could, like, her trying to get these kinds of emotions under control could be a very big part of her mastering the maiden powers if she gets them. Some people are saying like, oh, maybe this season's gonna go where she gets the maiden powers, but then ends up dying in the end of the season. And I really hope that doesn't happen. I feel like that would be just a little too much. Like one of the theories is that, oh, she'll get the maiden powers, they'll end up defeating Tyrion and Watts, but then Cinder and Neil will come in the end. They'll kill uh they'll kill Winter, and Cinder will get the Winter Maiden's powers as well. And it's just like I just feel like that would be a little too much, you know? Like the people have talked about the concept of like Cinder trying to get all of the maiden powers before. It's not a new concept, but I really just don't see them going that route. Because then she'd have to kill Raven as well eventually. And we don't even know what the deal with the Summer Maiden is. That hasn't been revealed yet. I just feel like that idea would be a little too much, especially with Cinder kind of doing her own thing at the moment, not really connected to Salem. Um, I don't know. I don't feel like that's going to happen. Um, And honestly, part of it is because I don't want Winter to die, especially now that she's becoming more of an actual character and getting all this development and just much better characterization and depth to her. I just really don't want her to die at this point. I feel like that would be a very stereotypical, which I'm glad RWBY doesn't typically do. I'm glad RWBY doesn't typically go down that super stereotypical route. And I really, really want them to stay away from that with this too. Um, but yeah, overall, again, I I really wish I hadn't messed up there. And you would have been able to see the reaction itself and hear my thoughts fresh and everything. It's been, I guess you could say, almost a week since I recorded it. Um, but yeah, it's just I was completely frazzled with things, and I did it without even thinking. I was clearing out my folders, and I just did it without even thinking about it because I hadn't been recording anything this week. So it's like my thought was, oh, I didn't have anything to put up. So all these are just old videos. I, I hate that and I've done this before, so it just sucks, but there's not really anything I can do about it now. So unfortunately, that's just how it is. Um, but there will be no RWBY next week because there's a break. There's a week off. So the next RWBY will be 2 weeks from today. Um, and I will make sure to have that recorded and not delete it. um, and speaking of, just as another quick reminder, we are getting back into reactions in general this next week. Even though, yes, the new year is this next week, we're still going to get back into reactions. Maybe not like completely, maybe just a couple of them sprinkled throughout the week. But we are getting back into it. And on the 3rd, which is Friday, we are doing the mega stream, the start of the year 2020 mega stream. So reminder for that as well. But in the meantime, tell me in the comments below what you thought of Volume 7, Episode 8 of RWBY. What did you think of Willow's appearance? Did you know about it beforehand? Were you surprised? What did you think of the way the dinner party scene went down? Or what do you think about Whitley? Do you think that he's just as much a victim as anyone here? Or do you think that he is willingly going along with his father's just completely messed up schemes? Tell me your thoughts on all of that and more in the comments below. And thank you so much for understanding that these mistakes unfortunately sometimes happen. And just for continuing to support the channel. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.